All right, let's settle back in. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into something a bit darker. We're looking at the Book of Lilith by Barbara Black Koltuv.
And it's not a myth. We're talking about the part of ourselves we've been told to bury in the name of being a good person or staying productive. We're talking about the unbecoming.
Which honestly sounds like my spiritual practice on a Monday morning.
Maybe, but today we're exploring why the demon in the story might actually be the only part of us that's truly free.
I'm so ready. I've been feeling so, I don't know, tethered lately. Even after a great yoga session, there's this pressure to be ordered.
Speaking of ordered, I'm currently nursing a very disorganized, very peeling sunburn on my nose. I'm basically a walking metaphor for chaos right now.
Well, that fits our theme perfectly. Let's get into the text. We're starting right at the transition between the two creation stories. Koltuv writes about Eve made from Adam's rib being not as powerful or primordial as Lilith.
Wait, so Eve is the domesticated version? The one who fits into the system?
Exactly. He says Adam meets Lilith only at night with nocturnal erections as he lies dreaming. It's this wild, uncontainable energy that haunts the edges of his sleep. But then, he mentions the snare, this idea of her vengeful, murderous rage.
Okay, so we're jumping straight into the child killer trope. That's a heavy way to start a relationship.
It is, and the book moves into this section titled The Flame of the Revolving Sword. It pulls from the Zohar, which is heavy stuff. It links Lilith to the very sword that guards the gates of Eden.
So the thing that keeps us out of paradise is actually part of her?
Right. Look at this quote from the Zohar. Whenever men sin before God, those women, Lilith from the side of severe judgment, are charged to rule over them, those who are called the flame of the revolving sword.
Whoa. So she's running away, she's the consequence. She's the cosmic check engine light that turns on when the system fails.
It's so heavy. The text says she was brought out from the depth of the sea and that she wanders, finding children to, well, maltreat and kill. It linked all this violence to the moon losing its light.
It's a brutal image. But look how Koltuv phrases the synthesis here. She says Lilith is now goddess, now demon, now temptress, now murderess, ever flaming at the gates of paradise. She's everything the ordered world is afraid of.
It's like, if you try to prune a forest too much, eventually the wildness just breaks through the fence with a chainsaw.
That is a very Paco way of putting it. But wait, Jane is here. Jane, you're just in time. We're talking about the terrifying flaming sword of the feminine.
I heard terrifying and flaming, and I figured I'd show up. Also, I've had enough caffeine to participate.
Perfect. You're just looking at the tension between the ordered Eve and the primordially powerful Lilith.
Well, let's be real, the ordered version is usually just the version that's easier to manage in a spreadsheet.
Exactly.
So, where are we in the text? Are we still in the murderous rage phase, or have we moved to the why is she doing this phase?
We're actually moving into the why. The book starts discussing the alphabet Ben Sira. This is where we get the actual grievance. It says Adam and Lilith never found peace together.
Because she refused to lie beneath him in sex, right? Because she insisted on equality because they were both made from the earth.
Exactly. She uses the logic of their shared origin to claim her right to be equal. But then, and this is the pivot when she sees Adam is going to overpower her, she doesn't just argue. She uses the ineffable name of God and just flies away.
Honestly, relatable. If someone tries to steamroll my boundaries, I'm out too.
She moves to a cave by the Red Sea and starts, well, the text says, unbridled promiscuity and demonic babies.
Okay, so she goes from equality seeker to chaos agent real fast.
But look at the poem Koltuv includes. This is the heart of it. A woman poet writing about Adam. She says, what had the likes of me to do with the likes of Adam? She describes him as bland as logic and docile as a stamp.
Bland as logic. I'm stealing that for my next meeting.
She says he wanted to hoe the peas. Just simple, predictable agricultural order. But she is disorderable. She says, I gave a damn, and left my first love sucking his green thumb.
That's actually devastating. It's about more than anger. It's about the tragedy of being rejected because you won't be useful or orderly.
It's the unbecoming we were talking about. She'd rather be a misfit and mislaid in a cave than a well-kept prize in a garden.
And Koltuv ties it back to something huge. She says this Lilith hurt is real in psychology. It's that feeling of being diminished or having to shrink yourself to fit into a marriage or a job.
So the demon isn't the problem. The problem is the imposition of a male god, or any system that says you can only exist if you are submissive or predictable.
So the unbecoming isn't about becoming a monster. It's about refusing to be a stamp.
Precisely. To grow, you have to integrate that Lilith quality, the part of you that refuses to be bound, even if the world calls it chaos.
Man, I need to go sit in a cave and think about my life choices.
Just don't bring any demonic babies with you, Paco. We have a schedule to keep.
Okay, so we've established that Lilith is fleeing the order of Adam. But Koltuv takes this a further step. She suggests that Lilith's whole drive for movement isn't just about rebellion. It's a desperate attempt to reconnect with the spirit.
Wait, so she's not running away from a bad marriage? She's running toward something higher?
Exactly. Look at how she uses this Sohar passage. It says when Lilith first appeared, she was trying to cleave to the cherubim, these high celestial beings. She wanted to be shaped like them.
And the Holy One basically said, "Not today," and cast her down into the depths of the sea.
Talk about a cosmic rejection. One minute you're trying to ascend to heaven, the next you're face planting into the ocean.
But here's the kicker, Paco. The text says that when she saw Eve, the new version of woman clinging to Adam's side, it reminded her of that supernal beauty. So she tried to fly back up, and that's when she was officially banished to the sea.
So the very sight of the domesticated woman, the one who fits into the system, is what triggers her exile.
It's like the presence of the ordered life makes the loss of the spiritual life even more painful. And it's a Jewish myth too. Koltuv pulls in a Sumerian tablet. This is ancient, like 3 millennia old.
Let me guess, there's a hero with an axe involved?
Precisely. Gilgamesh. He shows up, slays a snake, scares off a bird, and Lilith, who is living in this tree, just tears down her house and flees to the desolate places.
It's the same pattern. Whether it's a divine god or a legendary hero, the masculine force comes in to clear the path, and the feminine wildness is forced into the margins.
It's like when I try to clean my apartment, and instead of making it better, I just end up destroying the ecosystem of my leftover pizza boxes in chaos. I'm basically Gilgamesh, but with more guilt.
You're not Gilgamesh, Paco. You're the snake at the base of the tree.
Actually, Jane, look at how Koltuv connects this to modern psychology. She says this flight isn't always a choice. She mentions Persephone being dragged into Hades or Psyche facing impossible tasks. She says, women, unlike men, do not shoulder a knapsack and sword. They feel cast out and forced into consciousness.
That is so heavy. The idea that for many women, psychological growth isn't a heroic quest you choose, but a catastrophe that happens to you. You don't go looking for the wilderness. The wilderness finds you when your old life collapses.
It's like this Jungian patient Koltuv mentions. The woman dreams of a knife, this magic knife that she uses to touch a house, and the entire house just falls away. She's left standing alone in the desert at night.
And June calls that knife the Luciferian mind. It's the part of you that trusts only itself and casts away the shelter of any traditional conviction.
It sounds terrifying. You destroy your shelter, your identity, your social role, and suddenly you have no protection. You're just in the dark.
But isn't that the point? The unbecoming? You have to burn down the house to see the stars.
That's exactly what the text is saying. The knife is used for protection against Lilith, but it's also the tool that is Lilith, the ability to cut through the bullshit and reach the essential nature of things.
And look at the imagery of the wilderness here. It's not a pretty meadow. It's a wasteland of thorns, thistles, and nettles. It's drenched with blood.
It sounds less like a retreat and more like a survival horror movie.
It is, and Koltuv says that for many women, this experience is felt as subjugated or rejected. They feel like a wounded or trapped wild beast.
I'm feeling a little bit like that wounded beast right now, looking at my sunburned nose.
But then, and this is the beautiful part, she mentions the screeching. The name Lilith literally calculates to the word screech.
Right? There's this myth of her battling another demon, Mahaleth, on the Day of Atonement. They just scream at each other until the earth trembles.
Honestly, that sounds like a much better way to handle a disagreement than most people I know.
But look at the transformation. At the end of this section, she moves from this demon of screeching to the lady of the beasts. She becomes the wisdom of the night, the lunar owls, the wildness. It all finds its own ascendancy over the solar masculine logic.
So the unrelatedness, the period of being lost, alone, and unprotected, is actually the only place where the healing can happen.
Unrelatedness is required, she says. To integrate this part of yourself, you have to be able to sit in the menstrual hut, as she puts it, and actually face the wounds.
So the daemon isn't something to be exorcised. It's the part of us that knows how to survive the desert.
Man, I think I need to stop trying to optimize my life and just learn how to screech a little more.
Just maybe not during our recording sessions, Paco.
All right, I'm losing my train of thought. Let's take 5.
Agreed. My brain needs a moment to process all that screeching.